and really help women reconnect with themselves, but more importantly, hear more about your story and where you came from.
I'm from Chile. Tantra, I think this started like 6 years ago when I started connecting with myself through yoga and meditation after I ended up marriage.
I'm super excited, super turned on to introduce to you guys to MJ, who is a Tantra coach who helps women and men to connect with their sensual energy. And you just mentioned, beautiful, you went through a marriage breakup, is that right?
Yes. Actually, that was my decision. In that relationship, I felt love. I was really in love, committed with that person. But I think you get in certain point of your life, you want more. It was like, I'm really sorry, I love you, but in this moment, I love more myself.
When it comes to giving advice to whatever it is you really feel called to share, what is that one key? Welcome to the Queendom. Hello, my beautiful queen. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Did you like it? I was like, oh, I'm very turned on. I mean, because the conversations we're about to go through is really going to ignite and really help women reconnect with themselves, but more importantly, hear more about your story and where you came from. And I think that's going to be a really great way to, let people know how you became who you are. How did, you get into Tantra coaching, but more importantly, you're not from Australia. Am I right in saying that?
No, I'm not from Australia. I'm from Chile, but I've been living in Sydney for the past 4 years. And how I ended up here. Tantra, I think this started like 6 years ago when I started connecting with myself through yoga and meditation after I ended up marriage. So from there, this journey started, and it was this light bulb. Like, I really want to share with people this passion I have for spirituality. So also, myself, I always have been very open-minded. Kind of the weirdo of the group. So my friend, they didn't understand why I was always curious. And it's like, yeah, life for me is just to wake my curiosity. So I wanted to do everything, try everything to experience life. From there.
And you just mentioned, beautiful, you went through a marriage breakup. Is that right?
Yes. I was in the relationship around 7 years, and we ended up while I was living in Germany. Yes. So when I was there, actually, that was my decision. So in terms of that, I would say in that relationship, I felt love. I was really in love, committed with that person. But I think you get in certain point of your life, you want more, and we weren't compatible in that. So it was like, I'm really sorry, I love you, but in this moment, I love more myself. So I made that conscious decisions to end up the marriage, and it was the best. And then after that, I moved to Australia. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
It's such a powerful message, my love, because, you work with women and men around, prioritizing and putting yourself first, and walking away from a marriage. One would have not been easy, yet, you obviously saw how important you are as a person, and you obviously love yourself enough to walk away. What were some of the signs that you witnessed in that marriage that you can now see, and why you help women when it comes to working on themselves as well?
Yeah, I would say the first one, clearly, it was communication. I have never had any issue to express myself, even though sometimes the truth can sound brutal. I'd rather to say it, and it was like, I feel like something is not going well. In that time, my ex partner, it was like, she wasn't ready for that. So she wasn't growing up in the same speed than me, I would say that. And that's okay. Always respect. I think everyone has different timing to grow. But yeah, that's what happened.
And as well as that, communication seems to be a very missing piece in, relationship dynamics as well. and then obviously you moved to Australia. You know, that is a massive leap, and that's a massive transition too. What was that like, walking away and coming to a new country and I guess beginning again?
Yeah. Since I came to Australia, the first months they were very challenging with
Yeah.
myself. I think I faced it, all that grief. Even like I realized I spent like 26 years of my life. I don't know, the whole life always living for others, for my partners, for my friendships, for my family. And I think since I came to Australia, I always choose myself.
Yeah.
So it was challenging, but I would say it was very rewarding and how I am today.
Let's talk more about the healing journey you went through and what that brought, I guess, the curiosity of what we're going to be speaking more about around Tantra coaching. I personally am new to this as well. And you're one of my clients, and I love us working together because there's things that I learn about what you do. And I think it's great for the audience to understand too, the curiosity and the healing journey you went through. And then, yeah, how Tantra came into your life.
Yeah, Tantra came, I think it was there.
Mm,
Probably in some one of my life I was something related with Tantra sexuality, because always it was in my back of my head. If I tell you I'm from Chile, so it's
mm,
like very like not developed country. We don't have that kind of information. I didn't even practice yoga there. So but something was there. So slowly, I was always have been very nerd. I like to study. I like to
mm,
read and spirituality, psychology, and human behavior. So
mm,
I was very fascinated for what happened in relationships. Probably after my marriage, it was like I tried to understand why women behave in certain way and why men they do it in obviously as a man. So the healing process is very deep. How we call it in Tantra, we call it scars.
mm,
So you have to, when you become aware of your scars, you're gonna start noticing things. So triggers are in your life, and it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up when you don't even, in moments when you're not even aware of that. So that's why it's very important to start healing yourself, because so many things happen in your childhood or even in past life, they're
mm.
going to be reflecting to in these days. Or maybe you're gonna start doing something for your business and your family, your relationships, and you're gonna be thinking like, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So it's like, oh, hold on a sec. Why I'm feeling in this way when everything is looking great, and you don't know why, what is triggering you. So the healing process, it has to be. You need to be conscious to
Mm.
make the decision to start. Um, yes.
I have to ask, because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up when I found my beautiful partner, Jordan. We have gone through some amazing journeys of healing in a relationship together, sexually, from an intimate place too, and more importantly, our childhood wounds. What were some of the wounds that you could see within yourself portray or come up for you when you started to go into your healing journey, and what you find a lot of women right now are working through when it comes to their wounds from, based on their internal, maternal, paternal parents?
Well, in my childhood, I am the oldest. So that means I have the old pressure to be perfect, to be the example, to be the guy, the first child. So I have a lot of pressure on myself. Even my parents, both of them, they used to work a lot. So I had to take that role as a mother at the same time. So in these days, I notice it with myself. I sometimes I'm very hard with myself in terms of like looking for perfection, and
Mm,
obviously now I'm aware. So it's like, no, this is good, it's enough, and less is more. So that's, yeah. So you have to remind yourself every day when all these challenging situation or triggers, come up, you have to be able to be soft and nice, kind with yourself, to understand this feeling is this my childhood, this is, or that happened in certain moment of my life, it reminds you, but it's part of the past. I think in Tantra, in this moment, is like it helps you to forgive and to learn how to let go. To let go what it doesn't serve you or embark in some point of your life. So that is one of the key of things Tantra does. I think in this day, what is happening in women or even in men is like we are too afraid to face ourselves because we have too much shame, pain, suffering, so many bad relationships. People toxic. Sometimes we get into like very toxic relationships, but you have to be able to recognize your worth, and you are worth it, you are beautiful, you are powerful, and you are the creator to create your own life. It doesn't matter, all of us we have these scars, as I said before, but we have to be able to accept them and recognize we can do anything we want.
Queen, how often have you said, I spent my whole life studying, I've been to school my whole life, and I've actually learned nothing that teaches me the tools and strategies to build a successful business in the outside world. You've probably spent thousands of dollars on courses, or you've heard fake news from business gurus. Well, I'm here to give this incredible news to everyone here right now that this is Queen Stream University. Get out of debt and actually start making money in the online space, knowing and having the foundations to build a successful business. Now, I'm talking because I have gone through the trenches. I have been a fitness coach, built my online business as a pro athlete, and now I am a business coach. You'll go from having absolutely no idea what your business is through, in the 8 weeks, learn the foundations of knowing what your purpose is, your vision and mission, and also understanding your business values with the execution to know what that business is. You'll also learn branding, social media, content strategy, marketing, and more importantly, how to sell. With Queenstream University, it'll cut out the bullshit and remove all the fluff and get you working specifically on your business so you can execute this in 8 weeks to get ready to launch. I wanted you to have something where you get to access something straight away, where you get to fast track your growth, as well as remove any doubt, any overwhelming sensation or stress, or the question that everyone seems to ask, where do I begin? With Queenstream University, you'll be able to build wealth, freedom, and at the end of the day, be an entrepreneur and be able to say, I have finally built my own thing, my own business. And I've stopped making money for someone else, and I'm now making money for my own empire. Queenstream University. And so for listeners as well, if they were to want to work with you and learn more about Tantra, what would be like the first thing you teach them? Because for me, I'm like, is it sensual energy? Is it sexuality? Is it intimacy? Is it connecting with myself as a feminine goddess? Like, what would be the first thing, me as a student coming to you?
Yeah, you as a student, of course, the hot part is the sensual energy. All of us we want to get there, like, oh my God, I want to feel my body. But the first things I teach is the mirror thing. So I call it the mirror thing because it's awareness, it's recognize your present moment. It's I show you how to see yourself in this moment right now. I know what will happen like 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or what is going to happen. Because we forget about the present moment and become aware of yourself and recognize what is beautiful and what is makes you unique. Bring that self-awareness is going to help you to step forward and grow and heal as well.
That's so beautiful. And I think a lot of the times, in any sort of personal development journey, a lot of women, they're like, okay, what's the strategy? What do I have to do? And it's acceptance, it's awareness, it's bringing you into the now and into the body. And I feel like that's so powerful because so many women do disconnect themselves from themselves because
Yeah.
of what they've been through. So tell me more around, I guess.
Yes. So, well, my program, I will say what I built it during like 6 years of healing and 4 years of knowledge, like proper qualification getting into. I try to connect the mind and body and soul. So my program is going to it's going to take you in this journey, always working in the physical body, in the emotional body, and the energetic body. So I would say I am able to bring the whole package, because obviously when I start, so I study personal training, like fitness training, and then yoga. But every time it was something it was missing. Like it's like when you go to yoga class and then you want to feel like, oh, renovated, but you've been there and then you feel like, oh, I feel sad, or I feel like, oh, something is out. It's not myself. So yeah, so that's what happened with me. I am able to create and balance. Of course, my focus is sexuality and spirituality. So when you connect with your sensual energy, or the chin energy, we call it, it's a life force. From there, you will be able to recognize your power. You are empowered to create this strategy. What something is really touched me in this journey to creating this program. It was after I saw so many girls try to get into this 8 weeks, 10 weeks program for losing weight. But what happened after that? You haven't shifted that mindset. You haven't really recognized what is happening inside of you. Because if you don't do that healing work, you're always going to repeat that pattern unconsciously.
Yes.
So that's why we have to make that conscious decision to start from zero, or even like from where you are. It doesn't matter what is your journey right now, in which chapter are you, but you have to make that conscious decision. Otherwise, you're gonna be back and forwards all the time.
God, I have to reflect on this and bring it up because I think it's so important. I remember, God, I think I was in my early 20s. I went through a really big breakup. It wasn't like it was amicable. And I remember we broke up, and I reckon for 1 year, I lost my libido. I lost my confidence within myself. I was not attracted to men or women. I felt like nothing fazed me. I felt I couldn't be sexual. I couldn't be intimate with anyone. And I wonder if that's because of the pain from the breakup, or do you think it's a further wound? And I think over time, I remember now distinctly, I obviously worked on the physical now that I think about it. And then it was obviously that brought confidence within myself. And then later on, it was more about the mindset, the energetic work, the spiritual work. But for the listeners who may have lost, that connection, that libido, what is the missing piece to that? Is that from the wound? Is it from such a traumatic event?
Well, we have to start like our physical body, which is this. It's like it's a black box from the aircraft. So it's going to record everything in the unconscious or in the subconscious way. So sometimes like as you say, you have a very challenging relationship, and maybe in some point you were recording in your body like this pain, this suffering. So when you break up, you have this gap, like emptiness.
Yeah.
So the emptiness is when all these answers come up. So they show up, the triggers, so the things that happen, and it's like all the feelings, those emotions, you can't even explain what is happening. Yeah, in this emptiness space. So when you have a coach or a healer or a light worker who support you in this emptiness of the journey, it's gonna be so much easier for you to go through the tunnel. But that's the reason why. But in your case, it could be a mix of things,
Yeah.
because we don't know. Your body doesn't know if it happens, if it something happened yesterday or if it happened like 10 years ago. It's just a record. So time is not, I will say it's not a factor in the healing journey, but every situation it is.
I love that. And I feel as well with the listeners who may now be, because a lot of the people in our proximity, like yourself and myself, we're business driven, we're strong women, and naturally we probably then sort of go in between the masculine and feminine energy. Do you find women who are a little bit more masculine, they tend to have a bit more of a stronger wall when it comes to being more open to being sexual and sensual? And what are the tools you give women when it comes to allowing themselves to be a bit more open with their sexuality?
Okay, in terms of energy, so yeah, we play in the feminine and the masculine, and the idea is to start balancing one another. In my case and your case, we are business women in power, we try to sit more obviously in the masculine energy.
Yeah.
But what happened when you found a partner who can understand that energy? That partner is going to take advantage, or it's gonna own that masculine energy, and we will be able to jump into feminine energy.
Mm.
That's so important. So sometimes what happens is we have partners, they are playing in the feminine energy and us as the masculine. So of course, we wouldn't be able to switch up if the partner doesn't allow us. But if you are single, because that's the case, I'm single right now, so I play in my masculine energy for business, but also when I sit into my pleasure or want to reconnect with myself and my sensual energy, I play in my feminine. I open to receive. I sit in this position of I'm going to receive pleasure or I like this, and I'm able to transmit and translate into words, communicate my desires. So
And let's just say, right, anyone that's
yeah.
listening who are like, how do I begin? What are the three things you would give a woman to start pleasuring themselves so that they can start to really see the beauty within themselves to create that connection? Because I find some women have no idea.
That's true. Actually, when I decided to really start a business about this, it was the day I read this article. And the article they were talking about how women who earn more money in 2022, they have to fake orgasms with their partners.
Wow.
And for me, it really was mind blowing. It was like, this word is completely wrong. It's like, how is that possible? Because women, we have our nature as a feminine energy. So, of course, when we have that, we try to be caring. We care a lot for the other's feelings.
Yeah.
So, it's like we're going to neglect our own pleasure to make our husband, partners, or whoever is next to us happy.
Mm.
And I don't think that is right. And I feel like it's completely misunderstood about the balance in this energy and how the nature and the universe works.
Mm.
So we have to be able to say, I love this and I want that, or communicate however it is. But the first step, how they can start connecting. Sorry, I went to another
I
direction, but I'll
love
come
it
back.
though. I had no idea women who make money fake orgasms or make more money.
Yes.
Wow. That is insane.
Literally, because as a women we feel shame and we feel guilty to earn more money as the partners. So it's like we cannot receive pleasure. You know,
Okay, so because people,
the income is higher than your partner.
yeah, okay.
We feel like guilty at the same time because they are not taking the role as a masculine energy. So we feel guilty for that. So it's like we don't even ask for more pleasure, or we don't even ask for to get this self intimate discovery journey together.
Yeah.
No, we don't do it. And for me, really, literally, it was like I am responsible to change this situation. Literally, I felt like the universe was calling me.
The universe is like, MJ, you need to give women
Yeah,
pleasure,
MJ, come on,
orgasm.
please. No, and this is something like I even talk with my friends for years. Friends
Mm,
I have like for 5, 7 years, and we always talk this. I'm very open. I talk with them about the sexual issues. We don't know how to communicate. They say I'm super open minded. So when I come up with this, my close friends they say this is this is you. It's like, it's your passion. It's like, you always been talking with me. If you don't know something, you search and then you come up with the answer. It's like, people need that. So yeah, so if you come back, if it's any women or any men right now is listen to us, because obviously my business is right now, I'm very open to teach. I'm able to teach this to women, men, couples.
Amazing.
Couples are magic. So we want you, first of all, I will highlight or recommend you. I know this is gonna be like, oh no, but yes,
Go for it, girl.
meditation.
If people are driving, just be
I
prepared.
know. Yes, be aware. It's like I recommend to do. I recommend to do meditation,
Yeah.
like 5 minutes meditation, but not this typical meditation when you sit there. So I will recommend you to sit in front of the mirror. Oh, the idea is to dress sexy, something that makes you feel good, nice, or naked. If you are able to sit just 5 minutes with the timer on, and look, I do eyes gazing with yourself into the mirror, because you're gonna start seeing, connecting that soul, the raw of yourself,
Wow.
not this outside, no what is happening around you or your home, no, the real connection. Look, what it is, Tantra. Tantra is the teacher of love and connection. That is Tantra.
Love and connection. And so the first piece is being able to look at yourself at your complete most open, whether you're naked or whether you're wearing something beautiful, and you're just
Yes.
gaze at yourself. Wow.
I
Wow.
will recommend to do that. Just 5 minutes. It sounds super simple,
Yeah.
but really, it's gonna make you. It makes you change. We're living in this society right now where appearance are
Mm.
so important. Or our what we done is like social media guide us, social media create the social standards, and it keeps us always wanted more. It's never enough, and I am ambitious person, I always want more. However, I feel like the self connection, it has to be there, because otherwise you're gonna lose yourself. When you lose yourself, it's very very difficult to start reconnecting with the sensual energy, because it's not there. You have to do a very deep work to get there. And also, the result of this is like nothing is gonna go well in your life. So you're gonna start connecting with people who is in the lower level energetic or in different frequency. You don't want to be there. You're gonna start feeling like out of yourself. You're gonna start feeling like you are doing this job you hate.
Mm.
It's like exhausted.
Mm.
You don't feel motivation. You don't feel love. You feel like everyone hates you, or even like you hate everyone.
It's so true. It makes so much sense. Yeah.
So the other thing Tantra teaches is how to expand your consciousness.
Yeah.
This connect with this higher consciousness of the universe. So I know so many people is very skeptical in terms of like energy, or even like, oh no, the universe. But there is some things that no one can explain, and all as a human beings we have the power to feel.
Mm.
And we have consciousness. We have the consciousness. I mean, we can make decisions, we think about it, we reflect, we are able to do that. So why not to face that and to take advantage, to feel better, and to have this human experience in the better way?
And with Tantra, so is that a so just to get the concept for the listeners, it's a lot to do with the energetics, the connection, love as well. When it comes to doing the work, is it rather not just meditation? Is it, do you go through trances, or is it a movement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is certain movements. So we connect with the energy. We call it Shiva. Shiva is masculine energy, and Shakti is a feminine energy. That's our like foundation. Of course, we work through meditation, certain exercise, and also the dance of Shakti. with Shiva. So we kind of provide certain tools to get into, to feel and reconnect the energy. And also, I'm able to do tantric massage. Tantric massage is when you touch certain point of your body with movements, and then you can start activating this Shin energy. So, of course, it's going to be reflecting in your life as well.
That is beautiful. So, if I was to give an example of a woman who is in a relationship, and she works all the time, and she uses the work as an excuse to not be intimate with her partner, or she's tired, or she can't be bothered, or those types of things. What are the things you would give someone like her in relation to be able to use tantra techniques so that she has more expressiveness and she is more of that feminine, and she's not just work, work, work? Because I feel like, and you said this to me once before, for us to be showing up in our business, for us to be the best version of ourselves, one must pleasure ourselves. One must be open to having fun. So what would be the things you would give someone who is a little bit more, nope, I just work. That is it. I'm too tired. Don't have time for myself.
Cultivate it, I will say, cultivate the self-love journey. So you have to start loving yourself, accepting yourself, dating yourself, to cultivate that relationship. Because if you don't fill your own cup, you're never gonna be able to fill others' cup. Even though we tend to do it as much as we want, like, I want to be on top level of my business, but you wouldn't be able to, or you wouldn't have the capacity to do it how you want it. So what is happening? We go in 100, in 150, and then we burn out. And then it's like, oh, what's happening with me? What is this happening to me? No, it's like you have to respect the cycle of the body. It's like nature. Nature has a cycle. We have 4 seasons, or even like the sun, the day and night, the moon and sun. It's the opposite. It's energy. So as a human beings, we have that. We have to start cultivating that relationship.
Hey, beautiful kings and queens, are you right now in a space where you're ready to take action and build your business, yet you struggle where to begin? You're feeling stuck and overwhelmed with all the things you need to do when it comes to building a business. Build the business of your dreams in the online space and be in the arena of all the incredible, great humans out there that are building 7 to 8 figure businesses. Now, the foundations that I truly believe in that you are going to learn through this membership is sales, marketing, content creation, social media, money mindset, and of course, branding. Now, all of this will be accessible for you to be learning what is currently hot right now in the market and how you can create your own business and build a successful business in the online space. All you have to do right now is DM Empire in my Instagram or email myself and my team, and we will get the ball rolling so you can have your empire and start making moves in the online space.
When you just spoke about energy, and obviously it's almost like what we do when it comes to the structure and systems and strategies of our business. It's the same with our central energy. It's the same with our healing, right? So I would love for you to share with our listeners, what's your routine like so that you can be your most orgasmic self in business? You are a powerhouse that you already are. And how do you, cultivate all of these things so that you are showing up not just for yourself, but for your clients too?
Well, my routine is very simple. So I woke up, literally, I woke up and I have my matcha. I don't have much coffee in the morning. I have matcha latte every day. And then I sit with myself in between like 10 to 25 minutes, depending on the day, of course, but always I sit with myself to meditate or to journal. Most of the time I meditate. I never journal like consistent every day in the morning, but every morning I sit with myself. I check on myself, what is happening, how I feel today, and I do it because if I don't do it, it's like I'm not able to start my day. And then, well, I train. I go to the gym. I spend a lot of time training.
Good girl.
And yes, and then I work right now, and even right now I'm building organizing and building my own Tantra space. So in the nighttime, I do the same. In the nighttime, I write what I'm grateful for. I have this journal, the 5 minutes journal. So
Yes.
So I do that and fall asleep. However, there is one thing I do. So during the day, sometimes I feel like a little bit stressed. That is normal. Or when I feel blocked, or even when I feel happy. One time a day, I masturbate. And it's part of my routine. Yeah, I do that because I need to feel my body. Or sometimes I do like breast massage. Since I incorporate that, I feel very connected with myself, with my chakras and the energy I put into it. I'm more honest and authentic. And I don't have time. I recognize my worth and I don't have to bullshit. I don't have time for people who want to play with me. It's like I'm very straightforward because that's part of the journey. It's like if you allow someone to play with you, and then you complain about it, I'm sorry, but you allowed it. Literally like that. And it's like in these days, sometimes I just listen to, I like to observe. I'm very curious. So I observe even my friends when they come to me and they tell stories. And it's like, what are you doing? Why he's offering to you? What is his intention? Oh, I don't know, but I like it. What do you like about it? I make those questions. I even with myself, I make I'm straightforward. Okay, what is your intention? Or this? Okay, I think I'm very conscious about my energy, and I really want to share with people. We have, yes, time is limited, but energy also is limited. Energy is something we cannot create it; just it can be transformed. So someone can take from us more than the one we want to give. And it's going to be our conscious decision and intention behind what is going to limit that exchange. Otherwise, we're going to feel tired, we're going to burn out, we're not going to be able to do anything. And then we want to just complain about it.
So many questions coming up. First of all, yay for masturbation. I feel like a lot of women either get a bit like, oh, did she just talk about that? And I just want to bring this forward because there's prudes out there. I know so many of my old friends, you know, were quite sexual human beings. And then the minute they had, and I'm not saying this is because, but they changed. They became very personal about, you know, being open to playing with themselves and all that kind of stuff. For me, I love that you brought this up because I think a lot of women don't see the power of masturbation. They don't see the power of playing with themselves or pleasuring themselves. I made a joke with Jordan the other day. We were obviously being intimate. I can't believe I'm talking about this, but we brought up we have a toy we use. It's called TJ. So my letter and his letter. And he's like, oh, should I bring TJ out? And I started laughing. I'm like, no, it's fine, because I had already pleasured myself with my own toy. And I do it daily because, one, you're right, it reconnects with my body. I feel like I then come into creativity. I feel more feminine. And when I am a bit more stressed, I feel like that's like my release. Is this the truth? Am I making that up?
No, you're not making it up. I feel that way. Literally, it's like, for me, I'm Aries. So that is my star sign. I am a fire. I have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So even though I like to lift weight heavy and I train heavy, I always put my 100%. I absorb energy which is stuck inside me. So I have to release in some point. So that's my way. In the shower with my toys. So sometimes when I'm creating something in my laptop, I have a break and then I masturbate. And I feel like relaxed, connected, aligned. And it's very, very important. Like, I feel like if you are not able to pleasure yourself, how are you going to expect someone else to do the job? It's important to know what you like. Everyone is different. And it's like you have to be able to discover your own body. The skin is the most, I don't know if I want to say it right, but the most erogenous zone of the body is the skin.
Yeah. And that makes sense, beautiful, because I feel like in order for us to attract love, to attract a partner that we want them to pleasure us, we want to begin it within ourselves first, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's the breast thing? I've never done that before.
Oh yeah.
What does that do?
So in the breast represent our feminine energy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it here.
You
So if
go
you
for
do
it.
here like a heart shape,
Yeah.
so you go around it. Actually, this is part of the tantric massage as well. So you
Yeah.
go here.
Yeah.
So you put these two together,
Yeah.
and then you go around it,
Yeah.
and then together down, and then up.
Yeah. Wow. And that sort of
Yes.
brings forward the feminine.
Yeah, even from what your feminine energy.
Yeah.
And you yes. So the idea is to do this exercise like around like always in pair of 9, 18, 21. If you can do it 36, it will be amazing. Like during the day, but otherwise you can do 9 and at any moment of you, and it's going to really reconnect with yourself.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
with the feminine
And
energy.
so for anyone listening, let's say they have children and they need to reconnect with their feminine energy. Would that help them? I'm trying to understand. Would that support them more around um, being more of a feminine mother if they're
It could be for a mother, but for
yeah
example, when if a mother had children, she's gonna kind of feel disconnected from their own body. She's gonna feel like I don't feel beautiful. Maybe I gained some weight.
yeah
Maybe my hair is not done. Maybe I don't have makeup. Maybe I don't look like a this Instagram model. So we have to always talk about that. Um, so always I do the tapping thing.
mm,
So the tapping to feel here in my body to connect,
mm,
or I do the breast massage. So
mm,
the breast, specifically the breast, reconnect with the feminine energy. So it's for women.
yeah
36 times, 36 movements, or only 9, 18, and then multiples of 9.
amazing. And so you're coaching as well, MJ. You help women when it comes to obviously tantra exercises, techniques, massages, pleasuring
Meditation,
themselves, meditation as well. What are some of the
meditation.
results you've seen in your women or and men and couples?
So I would say everyone feel more. They feel a little bit rebellion at the first time because people feel too strong and stiff,
With
and
like,
it's just yeah, it's normal. It's like I feel so relief,
yeah,
like I feel so light. It's kind of weird,
yeah,
but lightness is like it's good.
mm,
Emptiness is good. We just need to understand this new narrative. We tell ourselves what is normal and what is not normal. But to be honest, for me, everything is normal.
mm,
It's like relationship. I always say that there is no wrong or right to way to have a relationship with someone.
yeah,
It just you need to know what kind of roles are you going to play in that relationships and what is your role in that relationship, and everything is great.
mm,
Because if we are living in this society, you have to understand there is so many today like different genders
yeah,
with different type of families. So be able to explore that.
mm,
Let go that structure to say, oh, I want to have a wife and then children's and my car and my house. No, there is more than that. There is so much more to explore. So
love.
always staying like open.
Mm. You spoke about chakras as well. Am I
Mhm.
right? Is that a tantra
Yeah.
thing or is that more of a energetic?
Chakras are wheels of
Yeah,
energy,
yeah,
and their position is 7 on your body. So we start from the hips. Yeah, the hips is the first one, and we go all the way up. So first of all, the root chakra, which is the first, it connect, and the second, the reconnect to be grounded in this space in the air on earth, but also reconnect with your relationship with yourself and your sexual desires, both of them. So it's always is good to be So Reiki, I don't know if you have heard about Reiki.
I have a story with that, but go on. Yes.
So Reiki or Reikis, there are people who can open and close this chakra. I am not able to do that. What I do is like I balance it, all of them out. So they close or they open more depending on our lifestyle, our personality, or things they've been going through. So I balance it out the energy and then just let it go to flow. This energy going from the first to up.
I feel it's important to share this. This is something I haven't told anyone. I went to a Reiki healer and she did some chakra stuff, and she put her hand hovering, I think it was near my stomach,
Belly.
like near my,
The bottom belly?
yeah.
Yeah.
She said to me there's been sexual abuse there, and she released it. And I found that was really interesting because I think that area was blocked from receiving or even being more intimate or sexual. Is that something that women?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Even like your hips are the recorder of your emotions. So if you have like emotional stuck like sadness or maybe trauma, sexual trauma, you will be feel a lot of tightness from the belly button to your vagina. I will say like the whole area. So
Yeah.
it's very good. Obviously, you can start doing like yoga poses to
Yeah.
release that energy because that's the place in your body to hold that. And of course, you're not gonna feel. You're not gonna be able to feel like pleasure to allow yourself to feel pleasure. It's gonna be a block.
And it just makes me be so grateful that with your coaching, you support so many women around removing these blocks so that they can reconnect with themselves, mind, body, and spirit. I don't know why I just did the Christian thing. That was weird, but you know what I meant.
Yes.
Mind, body, and spirit. That's what I meant. To give women the opportunity, and I just want to bring this forward, guys, because MJ is one of my clients, and she's absolutely amazing what she does. You know, I have never felt so safe with a woman if I was ever to want to work on, you know, my own healing journey around relationship with my sensual energy, with my sexuality. Like, you are someone that when you work with you, you are just so invested in the women and men you work with. Like, I can just see the power of how much you
Thank
invest
you.
in no, it's important for women to hear. I mean, you know, people are going to hear this. They're going to feel your energy because you've done the work. And this is why you're so passionate about helping women find their power, and men too, so that they can understand what Tantra is. So tell me, you know, for the listeners who want to work with you, what is it that you do so that they can go, oh, let me begin with you. I want to work with you. Where do I find you?
Well, they can go to my website or even my Instagram, and we can start with an openness consultation where we're gonna talk for 30 minutes about your goals, what are your struggles, what are the things that you're not happy with, and then I will try to figure out if my course obviously align with yourself, and then if you make that conscious decision to say, I'm gonna start healing from a place from my heart, and take you to this journey, which is a self-discovery journey. I'm gonna guide you through from yoga, exercise, meditation, exploration, to tantra. Now, very soon, like in a couple of weeks more, I will be offering one-on-one presential sessions. So I'm very, very happy for that. And also, obviously, my course is for one-on-one because I believe, for now, I believe like I want to just share this, and everyone is different. Make it more custom for everyone to see, because everyone is in a different chapter. So I can't take one from level 1 to level 10 in no. It's not possible. Of course, this is a 12-week program, but we have a shortcut. We have a little bit, if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to take a 12-week journey. So yeah, I have 4 sessions from an awakening, sexual awakening healing. So it's only 4 sessions when you go through the exercise with me online, and also from lack of confidence and lack of desire and poor communication skills to this goodness, being able to say, oh, I really love my body and I want to feel pleasure and I want to explore. Yes.
That 4 sessions would be amazing for women to understand.
Yes. There is a thing about Tantra. I want to share this
Please.
because maybe there is a perception of Tantra like, oh, what is this? The energy is like,
Yeah.
No, but I want to make it more spicy to the people. And it's like, we use a lot of things in about the kinky lifestyle.
Coming back to that, my laptop is
Come
about
back.
to die. Sorry, babe.
Yes.
The
No.
perception that people have on Tantra.
Yeah, the perception of people have about Tantra is like, oh, this is like a yoga thing. Like, I'm not very hippie for this. And to be honest, my program doesn't have anything about the hippie style. I'm very straightforward. I'm super open minded. You're gonna hear the word lingam and yoni. Lingam is the penis and yoni is the vagina. In Tantra, we use that 100 times in my program. And also you gonna be able to talk about different type of relationships and kinky lifestyle as well, because this is not just self-exploration like I touch my body and how it is. No, I will take you the reality, modern days. And
Let's get the real shit. Come on, babe. Let's
yeah,
talk about
exactly,
it.
that's what we talk about here, like vibrators.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be open, and you know this because I told you this. Jordan and I were openly, have I spoken to anyone about this? Anyway, we are exploring BDSM as a couple. So, but there's no, from what he spoke to me about not long ago, there's not many BDSM classes out there. Is that something Tantra does, or am I opening
Oh
a whole new can of worms just there? And I've just told everyone that I'm into BDSM.
no. Actually, last summer I took some classes of shibari. Shibari is the art of ropes. So
Yeah.
it's when you learn how to tie someone with ropes,
Wow.
and the connection and the energy you can do. Oh, it's amazing. Highly recommend you.
What's it called?
And also, I took some classes of impact BDSM.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very interesting. Obviously, you have different levels. But what I like about Tantra and how we connect this spirituality and sexuality is we're gonna be able to create layers in terms of pleasure.
Yeah.
So when we connect with someone or when we want to intimate, it's not just to get this orgasm, it's more like the journey of the pleasure. That's what we want. And then take that energy, it come up from there to our days, to feel more powerful, more relaxed, more liberated. That's what we want. So BDSM, I don't talk about. I know about BDSM.
Yeah.
Even I use some prompts about the BDSM, like whips and things and chains during massages, because and then I help you to explore different sensations
Yeah.
in your body to
Yeah.
wake up that layers in your brain as well.
Man, and I think you have something to share because you are doing a masterclass on all of this kind
Yes.
of stuff. Hello, everyone. If you want to get on this masterclass, what is this masterclass about, babe? What's it called?
Well, this massacre is improve your confidence between the sheets.
What a name.
And yes. So first of all, you're gonna learn fundamentals of Tantra, what is mean Tantra, how you can take this knowledge and apply it into your life, maybe your self-love journey, or even your relationship. And also, you will learn. I have a couple of exercises to reconnect with your body, and being able to access this sensual energy in a It could be a personal journey, or even as a couple. You can even do it with your partner. And also, you will learn about how to express yourself, how to say what you want, and don't feel shame or guilty like asking for really want to do, because of course it's gonna, if you don't know something, you're gonna feel awkward, you're gonna feel afraid, you're gonna feel like, oh, I'm not sure about this, but I wanted to try. I tell you right now, go and try. I am the first one person who is gonna be encourage you to say, you don't know how to do it, this is the guy. And even like I have clients sometimes like asking me about anal sex, and it's like, I would like to explore this. It's true, if you do anal sex you get a very
Orgasm?
yeah,
Yes.
orgasm.
G-spot.
But also the anal sex, because for a G point, it's like it gives you a deeper understanding in your spirituality as well.
Interesting.
Yes, it's the location of the point. Actually, that point is the root chakra, is the first one. So when you are able to reconnect with that without the shame and the judgment, you're going to start having a liberation journey which you haven't even think about it.
I love anal. I'm going to be honest with everyone in this call. Jordan and I do it all the time. Well, we're having a
Yeah,
while.
exactly. So it's like that's what we want. And even like when someone asks me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna. It's like I wanted to ask you something, and it's very common in my DMs. The conversation I have, it's like people asking me, how can I do this? Oh, this like that. Oh my god, how you can just tell me things and you don't make me feel like uncomfortable? And it's like, I love this. I love to talk. I love uncomfortable topics. This is what it makes me feel comfortable, and that's why I'm here.
Babe, that's why you're here. And
That's why
thank
I'm here.
you. More
Thank you
women.
so much for
Yes.
this.
More anal, more sex
More
conversation.
anal, more sex, more dicks, and pleasure. That's what we want.
I love that. And I really think the listeners are going to really, one, come to your masterclass, work with you one-on-one, because again, you're one of my amazing Queendom clients. I've seen the magic that she does. And I'm telling you, ladies and gents, if you want someone that's going to just open your heart to a whole new world, she is your queen for this. Now, MJ,
Yes, thank you so much,
always,
Tamara.
you're welcome, my sexy lady. I always finish the episode with a question. And that is, if you were to give that key, key to the listeners, when it comes to giving advice to whatever it is you really feel called to share, what is that one key?
Be yourself. Wherever your little voice is inside you telling you, that's you true. And own it. Own it. Listen to that little voice and own it. Really, it's something so beautiful waiting outside from to be heard at. So just share it. Literally like that.
Oh, so beautifully said, my love. And thank you so much for being on Keys to the Queendom. I can't wait for everyone to jump in on your coaching, your masterclass as well. And make sure you guys follow this beautiful powerhouse. She's not only a very beautiful soul, her energy, her sensual connection to what she does. She is literally the embodiment of what she teaches and preaches. Thank you so much for being here, my love.
Yes.
And
Thank
this
you
is
so
your
much.
host, Tamara Meyer. Keys to the Queendom. I will see you
Yeah.
guys on next week's episode. Stay tuned, my beautiful queens. Bye.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Bye.